But, big news this week, and it's been big news since Green Bay decided to hire a new basketball coach after their old coach who went to Bradley. Antoine Pittman has decided to follow that coach to Bradley.
Yeah, and it's not a surprise. I know there was kind of some questions around all that. He had said on Twitter that he wasn't going to go to Green Bay, and then he was going to go talk to the coach, and now he's going to Bradley, which is where the coach that recruited him went to. And it's not a surprise. We were talking about this a couple of weeks ago that as much as people want to maybe be naive and think it's the school that the kids are committing to, it's the coach that they're committing to. So it's not a surprise that that's where he's going to go is to Bradley and follow his coach. Because, and let's be frank here, they probably lost some players when they got rid of their coach, and because whether the new coach either didn't want them or they didn't want to play for the new coach. So it's just the way things go with these coaching moves. So it's not a surprise, though. The one good thing, I suppose, they'll be a little bit closer here and get a chance to see him play some. You
want to know what the big thing is, don't you?
Yeah.
Wichita State plays Bradley, ought to sell out in Peoria.
Yeah, I bet you that is a pretty highly attended game. There are going to be a lot of people making a drive down, I think, for that.
Brian Wardell, who was the coach who left Green Bay to go to Bradley, signed two other kids. One's from London, England, but he used to live here, and he's been playing basketball. If you hit the story we have about Antoine, you can follow on that kid. And also a young man from Washington, Missouri that played out at Vermont Academy. So they have three signees. The bad news for Green Bay was they lost 6'9" Julian Torres of Bolingbrook. He's decided to go to UIC, and Green Bay lost all three of their players.
Yeah, and I know that was just when you're trying to kind of find out some information, with Pittman going there and whatnot, or when he was going there. It's a recruiting class they were pretty excited about there.
Yes, they were.
They had some good size. They had an explosive player like Pittman coming in. I think they're losing their top player from last year, Kiefer Sykes, who's done some great things there, potential NBA draft pick. So, I know they were pretty excited about this class coming in and thought that they could really keep some things going. So, that's a pretty big blow for that program. They've been pretty consistently good in their conference, so they'll probably be able to recover. But that's a big blow for the program there to lose some players like that, and you'll see what it does for Bradley getting some players, especially somebody like Pittman in.
Green Bay hired Florida Southern coach Link Darner, who was the national championship coach at Florida Southern. They won the Division II. That's also where Jensen Blosage plays women's basketball. And the first questions they were asking him was, why in the world did you leave Florida Southern to come to Green Bay?
Right.
Weather-wise, right there was a good thing, but he's a Midwest type of guy.
Right.
And so I know they're a little upset. They're keeping all the other players the way it sounds at Green Bay, but I think they thought Antoine might stay after they had the discussion this week.
Yeah, I think they probably are a little surprised. And the reason he'd go from Florida to Green Bay is Green Bay's been, like I said, they've been pretty consistently good in their conference. It's become one of those
Horizon League.
Yeah, it's become one of those. I don't want to call it a feeder program, but it's been one of those stepping stone schools for coaches that they go there, get a couple good years in there, and then move on to maybe a little bit higher level of a job. So I think losing a coach for Green Bay isn't a big shock, but I think they might be a little surprised that they lost some of the players just because they've been a pretty consistent program. I think that they thought maybe the program was selling there and that they would just come regardless of the coach. But for Pittman's standpoint, though, it's a good step up now. It's a higher level of conference there in the Missouri Valley, which has really become a fairly good conference.
Really good conference.
Obviously led by Wichita State and what they've done over the last few years. But it's become a very good overall conference. There's some good depth there, some quality teams.
Northern Iowa,
yeah. You look at what they've done in the past. Bradley's had some good teams in the past.
Yep.
Illinois State's been good in the past. So it's a step up for him. It'll be a higher level of competition, which is what you want. You want to get exposure at the highest level you can get to, and even in the non-conference portion, he'll probably play a little bit higher level of some games at Bradley than he would have played at Green Bay.
And Antoine Pittman's got to be thrilled that the coach wanted him too. That's twice. He said, I want you twice, baby. Come on back here, Antoine.
And that's always the I suppose the concern too. And Pittman's a great player, but the coach moves to a higher level. It's okay. He was recruiting me here at Green Bay, but is that because that's the level he thought I was, or does he think I'm ready for that level? So, for him to come out, go after him again and get him, that means that, the coach thinks pretty highly of him. I expect him to go in there and be able to probably play some early.
And one thing about Twitter, there are no secrets on Twitter. I mean, when that popped real quick.
Yeah, that's for sure. People are quick to get stuff out there sometimes. They're sometimes a little bit too quick.
And the other thing is that they got to change the name commitment for basketball players or any college player that signs with a team, because anymore it's a commitment. In case I want to get out of it, I can.
Well, now it's not an in case I want to get out of it, I can, because the school still has to let them go. Now, most schools will do that, because they're going to get bad publicity if they hang on to a kid. But there are times though where either they say no, or they make the kid wait it out a little bit, or they'll give them a conditional release that says we'll let you go, but you can't go to these places.
Yeah, big schools do that.
Right.
For sure.
Oh yeah. So it's not that they can necessarily get out if they want to. Like I said, most schools will let them out because it's going to hurt your recruiting if you're not going to let kids out. But it's not necessarily just I'm going to go there now. No, I'm not going to go there now. But that's why there's been a big buzz this year, and I don't think as many kids have done it as they thought were going to do it. But the big buzz this year has been kids not signing the letter of intent.
McDonald's All-American game, they made a big deal out of that.
Yeah, committing to the school but not signing the letter, because that gives them the ability to back out easy if they want to. They might still show up in fall on campus, but it gives them some protection, especially this time of year. You think about, there's been a lot of rumors linking Billy Donovan from Florida to the Oklahoma City job in the NBA. Well, if he goes, do some of those recruits want to go there? Now, I don't know what their situation is with letters of intent, but it gives a kid some protection on that end. And again, the school's probably going to let you out, but instead of having to ask or having them giving you a restriction saying, yeah, we'll let you go, but you can't go here, it gives them some protection to be able to back out easy enough and say, you know what, my coach isn't there anymore, I'm going to go somewhere else.
It's a business, folks. It went from being a college athletic event to a business, because if you look, just check, they got web pages out that show you kids that are available for transfer.
Oh, yeah.
That's how they've been finding everybody.
Yep, yeah, there's entire list out there now of, these are, you have your recruiting rankings, now you have your transfer rankings.
Yeah.
I've seen those out there, top 100 transfers that are available.
And also, Antoine did visit UIC because his buddy was going there, Torres, and he looked at it and decided he wanted to go to Bradley. So it's a business. You almost need an agent.
Yeah, you almost do. You almost do, but you can't do that because then you can't play.
That's right. Hey, everybody, thanks for joining us on the Stateline Sports Hour. We'll be back again next week, bright and early at 7 o'clock. For Matt Nestor and our producer, Tom Warner, this is Dave Schmidt saying, have a good day right here on News Talk 1440 WROK.